The Friday Night Fun Net is on the air. Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is K9GCR. I'm located here in Freeport, and I'll be your net control station this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. That's what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications when the situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is providing an on-air meeting place for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. And this net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 minus offset. You need to have that programmed into your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or if the PL on your radio is not working properly, you can check into the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency to straight 610 simplex. If I hear you, I'll acknowledge you and check you in the net. Also, this net is being live streamed around the world via the internet. This is the Friday, December 2nd, 2022 edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Mike, KD9MED, is live streaming this net on the internet. Those of you who are listening on the internet, if you wish to check in, go ahead and check in on the internet with Mike, KD9MED, and he in turn will relay your internet check-in to me via the radio. Also, this net is also being recorded for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. If you wish to listen to the net after it's posted later on tonight, just go to the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page, follow the necessary instructions, and you'll be in business. Also, if you're out in the sticks, if you can hear the repeater but you can't get into it due to conditions, you're too far away from it, or you don't have internet access, you can give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central hotline. That's area code 815-232-FN, 232-3636, the local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check in on the radio first if at all possible. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take short-time mobile stations. If you can't stay for the net, you got something else going on, like family time, you'd rather concentrate on your driving, you got something else going. We'll take your short-time mobile check-ins. If you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. Also, after that, we'll take general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in, state whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfast, bike rides, marathons, or hamfests. And also, okay, well, we'll do our regular features. We'll do the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. If you have any technical questions, what kind of antenna you want to put up on your tower? What kind of are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to try to answer them for you. Then we'll do the Friday Night Fun Net DX Corner. And if you have any, if you make, I can't even talk. Did you make any DX contacts this week? If you do, please let us know who you contacted, and that's what we'll do. Excuse me. Then we'll do the SWAT net. You have items to buy, sell, trade, or want related to hobbies of amateur radio or computers, we will definitely do that. The topic tonight, you know it's going to be another cold weekend again. After this beautiful weather we've had today, we're going to talk about soup. What is your favorite kind of soup? Bean soup, tomato soup, potato soup, or what have you? Well, and I'll definitely read some soup recipes from the different cookbooks that I have. So, okay. We've had one early bird check-in. That's Jamie, W9JTC. So he's already checked in. Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have any short-time mobile stations that I'd check in? Please go on.
Alpha 9, Victor Uniform, Michael in Janesville. I have no traffic, Jimmy.
K9VU, Mike in Janesville, Wisconsin. Got you checked in, Mike. Thanks for checking in this other three. Have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. Any more short-time mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on.
November 9, Golf Bravo Papa, Greg in Rockford. No traffic, but I'll just add that my favorite soup is chicken noodle.
Okay, chicken noodle soup, Greg N9MED GBP. Okay, Greg, I got you checked in. Thanks for checking in. You enjoy your weekend. Maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening ride tune on this repeater. I'll be net control then, too. Thanks for checking in, Greg. Any more short-time mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on. One more time, any short-time mobile stations would like to check in. Please go on. Okay, well, two short time check-ins, so okay, let's go. Maybe we'll have a good turnout tonight. Okay, at this time, I will take general check-ins. First, any general check-ins from Northern Illinois would like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net. Please go on.
K9MED.
Oh, yeah, KD9MED. Okay, Mike, go ahead.
Please check in. Patrick Bowers.
Okay, KF9FD. Okay, Pat in Warren, Illinois, we got you checked in. Yeah, anybody listening, that's what Tony N9RFD called them. Keep finding 9 silver dollars. But that's a KF9FD, Pat in Warren, Illinois. Okay, Mike, thanks for that internet check, and let me know if we get any others. Okay, at this time, any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on.
November 9, Echo, Golf Foxtrot, N9, EGF, Kevin in Roscoe, no traffic. Good evening, Jimmy.
N9EGF, Kevin and Rockford, we got you checked in, Kevin. I'll get back to you a few minutes around table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on.
K9KCT, short time, no traffic.
KC9QPL, Paul Park, no traffic.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe.
KB9SSV, Mike in Roscoe.
Okay, I've got 4 stations checking in. Okay, let's go. Okay, K9 to KZT, Larry and Rockford to King of CW. I've got you checked. I've got you checked in. Before I let you go, what is your favorite soup?
I guess I have to go with chicken and rice. Go ahead.
Chicken and rice. Okay. Okay, thanks for checking in there, Larry, and thanks for all you do with the CW practice. If you get a chance, you're always welcome to recheck in. Thanks. KC9QPL, Palm Loves Park. I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes at the round table, and thank you for checking in. AC9NW, Tom in Roscoe. I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes at the round table, and thank you for checking in. KD9SSV, Mike in the Loves Park. I've got you checked in, Mike. I'll get back to you a few minutes at the round table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins in Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on.
K9RFD, good evening, Jim.
Okay, come back with that call one more time, please. Repeat it slowly if you would, please.
K9RFD.
N9RPN, Mel in Red Oak. Hey, Mel, good hearing from you. Mel is the trustee of the 147-390 repeater in Freeport, PO 114.8 plus loss. That he and I share the duties of net control on the Wednesday evening swap net, which convenes at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays from 8 till 9 p.m. till all traffic is handled. And Mel brings his amateur radio news line. If you haven't heard that broadcast, be sure you tune in on Wednesday nights and hear that. Okay, Mel, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes for the roundtable. And thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins in Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net, please go on. Okay, well, we've got a good turnout from Northern Illinois. Let's see if we can get just as good a turnout from Southern Wisconsin. 8 stations in Southern Wisconsin would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net at this time. Please go on.
Whiskey India 9, Echo Delta, out in Warwick. Good evening, Jim.
KC9GCR. Here is KC9YI, Kilo Charlie 9 Yankee India. Check in.
Okay, I got 2 stations checked in. KC9YI, Scott and Monroe, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you for Mr. Roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Now, that last station trying to check in, I believe that station's from Walworth, Wisconsin. Let's try that one more time, please. I'm going to turn off the volume so I can hear you. Let's try that one more time.
Whiskey India 9, Echo Delta. Whiskey India 9, Echo Delta. Good evening, Jimmy.
Whiskey India 9, and come back with the rest of that call, please.
Whiskey India 9, Echo Delta. Echo Delta.
I've got the Delta. I need that letter before your call. I might need someone to relay too. There's definitely a lot of static with the signal. Come back one more time with that call.
Go. Whiskey India 9, Echo Delta. Echo Delta. Echo Delta.
We got you, Echo Delta. We got you checked in. I'll get back to you for a few minutes at the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general I'm sorry about that. There was quite a bit of static with your signal. Okay. Any more general checkers from Southern Wisconsin who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please go now.
KC9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin.
KC9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin. Got you checked in, Norm. I'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on. Okay. Well, it's Friday Night Fish Friday night in Wisconsin. You know where everybody's at. Their favorite bar, restaurant, tavern, eating your catfish, buffalo, carp, northern bark, walleye, muskie, and crappie, and bass or whatever. And those of you in the Milwaukee area, you're eating your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, and Braunschweiger. Of course, your cheese lovers are eating some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. At this time, I will take check-ins from anywhere in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
KD9MED, Cary and Rockford.
Jimmy, N9DW, short time, no traffic.
Okay, I've got 2 stations checked in. KD9MED, Kerry and Robert have got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes with your DX reports and later on for the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Bruce, N9BWM, short time. I've got you checked in. You have, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. Talk to you down the log. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue with the net, I've got some sad news to report. It is with the deepest regret that I announce the passing of John McCullough, Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Kilo, who passed away on Tuesday, November 15, 2022, after a long illness. He was a long-time ham radio operator, especially on the HF bands. Those of you who probably check into the mid-cars net on which is held every day, and the 268 net, you probably heard him. He was one of the net control. He was the net control operators, especially on the 268 net. He lived right here in Freeport. It was on American Street. I don't know how many. Let's see. I never knew him personally because, like I said, he never hung out on any of the repeaters. But you see, we got well over 100 ham radio operators here in Stevenson County, and most of them hang out on the HF bands. They don't hang out on the repeaters. So, does anybody have any comments concerning the passage of this individual, John KB9WBK? Okay, at this time, I'm going to do a 1-minute all keys down moment of silence in memory of John McCall, KB9WBK, after which I will do a last call in his honor. We'll do a 1-minute moment of silence. KB9WBK, KB9WBK, K9RFD. KB9WBK, KB9WBK, K9RFD. No signal, K9GCR. John, I never knew you that much. We only talked a couple of times on this repeater, and I checked in on the couple times on 268 net. So, thanks for your service to this wonderful hobby of Ramps Radio. And you've now graduated to that big ham radio station in the sky, where you'll be joining Gene Duncan, W9GD. Let's see. AB9AY, Mike Olberg, and many of the other, and Larry Kincan, KB9RZZ, Russ, you know now new Russ Love, N9LXS. You're with them, and you make a lot of contacts. The DX is always good. You don't have to worry about any interference. 7-3's John, may you rest in peace. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net, and the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transferring for Friday Night Fun at Central and Freeport. We just did a tribute to the late John McCullough, KB9WVK. We also did a 1 minute all keys down moment of silence, and we also did a last call in his honor. Before we proceed, or are there any more stations you want to check in? Please call now.
Kilo Charlie 9, Alpha Golf Romeo and Jennifer in Janesville.
K9AGR, Jennifer, EC in the Rock County. Okay, I've got you checked in there, Jennifer. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Thanks for checking in. Any more general checkers from anywhere for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on.
Good evening, Jimmy. Whiskey India 9, Hotel Foxtrot, Chad, Janesville. Good traffic.
W9AXD, Chad in Janesville. Got you checked in, Chad. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on.
W9BL, Robin Kingston.
W9BL in Kingston, Illinois. Got you checked in. Well, got back to you a few minutes round table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins for the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere? Please go on. Okay, the announcements that I have, tomorrow there will be a BE testing session here in Freeport tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library. That will be put on by State Line Amateur Radio Club. If anybody has any questions, go to their website. I have no idea as to what it is, and I have no idea as to who's running the test. But if that doesn't work out, you're not doing anything, drive over to Freeport, to the Freeport Public Library tomorrow afternoon, and see if you can pass your first ham radio license or upgrade to a general or extra class. Okay, that's all that I have. So, okay, let's see. Let's go ahead now. One moment, please. Let's go on to the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. This is where anybody can ask any technical questions. Are you having a problem with your amplifier or power supply? What kind of antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of a radio should I get? Base, mobile, all mode, or what have you? You have any technical questions? Please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Anybody have any technical questions? Please go ahead. This is K9G Star, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transferring from Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Okay, no technical questions, so we'll move on to the Friday Night Fun Net DX Corner. This is where anybody has any DX reports they'd like to pass along, you're please free to do so. Anybody have any DX reports? Please go ahead.
KD9MED.
KD9MED, okay, Kerry, what do you got for us?
Thank you, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. I only worked 13 countries this week, but I did get one new country. HR1JBR in Honduras. He was on 17 meters. I don't know why it took me so long to work Honduras, but now I've got all the countries of Central America, and I only need two more to get all of South America. I still need the two Guianas for that. Thanks a lot, Jimmy. KD9MED.
Congratulations on finally working Honduras. I think that's great. And okay, sounds good. Thanks for your DX report, Kerry. Anybody else have any DX reports they'd like to pass along? Okay, Terry, we'll get back to you a few minutes around table. Thanks for checking in. Okay, now we're going to go ahead with the swap net. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be related to hobbies of RAM, trading, or computers. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of the stuff. You may mention prices over the air, but any angling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any swap net traffic you'd like to pass along? Okay, no swap net traffic, so we'll go ahead with the round table. What is your favorite soup? Bean soup, tomato soup, potato soup, or what kind, or chili, or goulash, or what have you? That's what we're going to talk about tonight in view of the weather that's going to take place this weekend. Going to get cold. Okay, Mike, KD9MED. Mike, what is your favorite soup that you enjoy?
I'll go with chicken noodle. I like the most. After work, fry or.
Sounds good, Mike. Thanks. Thanks for checking in. That's what Jamie said. My early bird check-in, the W9JTC tomato soup. Okay, sounds good. All right. K9EGF. Kevin, what's going on with you? What is your favorite kind of soup?
Good evening, Jimmy and the net and 9EGF. I'd have to say my favorite is bean soup, ham and bean soup. My grandmother used to make a pretty mean batch of that, and an interesting quick story. When I was considerably younger, she gave me the recipe, and I made it a couple of times and told her, I said, you know, it just doesn't taste the same as when you make it. And she was a proud old cook, old grandmother, and she said, well, I didn't write down all the ingredients on the card. She said, I always put in a big hunk of salt pork and a can of Campbell's bean with bacon soup in the big batch. And I laughed, and I said, well, why didn't you write that down? She said, well, you know, chefs have to have their own little secret. And then since then, when I make it, it tastes just like Grandma's. That's kind of a funny story, but I've still got her recipe to this day.
That is all right, and that is very true. A lot of these old-time cooks, they don't want to give out their recipes. You can't blame them at all. They want to keep, that's a family secret. They've had that for years and years and years. Okay, sounds good, Kevin said. Thanks. So okay, let's see. Case 9 KCT. That's right. He's short time. So we'll move on to Paul. Case 9 QPL. Paul Willows Park. What is your favorite kind of soup?
KC9 QPL here. Well, I'd have to say tomato would be on the top, and then I think it's bean after that. So we'll say 73 and be clear.
Sounds good, Paul. You have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. Maybe we'll catch you on the Saturday Radio Net tomorrow night. Thanks for taking. Case, no. AC9NW, Tom Roscoe. What's going on with you? What is your favorite kind of soup?
Well, I'd have to say my favorite is homemade navy bean soup made with a ham bone. And if I have to use store-bought soup, I like the Progresso chicken pot pie soup. It's pretty much like eating chicken pot pie without the crust. AC9NW, back to net.
Nothing wrong with that. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good, yeah. My mother, you know, I'm not a soup person, but I'll tell you what. My mother used to make that homemade bean soup. She'd cut up onions and maybe some celery or stuff. She put in like either a ham or pork. But I'll tell you what, that was delicious. That was worth waiting for. Of course, I like tomato soup too. So okay, sounds good. All right. Thanks for checking in there, Tom. KD9SSV. Mike, what's your favorite kind of soup?
Good evening, everybody. Mike here, KB9SSV. Well, let's see. Being sick for the last week, finally starting to get a little better. Eating all the different kinds of soups over the week. But I have to go with my favorite is what my wife makes. It's I believe it's called an Irish stew. It has all kinds of stuff in there. Rutabaga and all your veggies, carrots and peas and beans, and even beef chunks, the beef broth, and gotta have that rutabaga in there too. And of course the potatoes. That's probably one of my favorites. And another one of my favorites, if we ever go out, is that Chinese wonton, Chinese wonton. That's a good one too also when we go out. So I guess I got two favorites. With that, we'll go back to net.
89GDY checking in.
That's good. Nothing wrong with that. Thanks for checking in and giving us your favorite soup there. Okay. Now, let's go to Mel, K9RFD in Red Oak. Mel, what is your favorite soup that you and Dory like to have?
Don't know, so I got a favorite. I like all soups.
Okay, well that sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, Mel, hey, thanks for checking into the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend. And see now, let's see, Monday and Tuesday nights on this repeater. At the conclusion of the 7 o'clock net there, Larry K9KGT has a code practice. If you want to tune in for that one. Okay, and Mel, thanks for checking in, and thanks for all you do on our repeater and the Repeater Association, what have you. Thanks for checking in. KC9YI, Scott Monroe. What's going on with you? What is your favorite kind of soup?
KC9GCR in the Fun Net. This is KC9YI. Good evening. Yeah, our company just left a little bit ago, and now in the nice warm ham shack here tonight. Temperature isn't too bad yet, but kind of a damp evening, and it sounds like it's going to get to soup weather. Like it's a good topic for tonight, Jim. I guess I'm a potato soup guy. I like the potato soup, and that's pretty much anytime they give me an option to have potato soup, that's what I take. KC9GCR, this is KC9YI.
9GDY checking in. Okay, sounds good there, Scott. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Okay, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. You have a good evening, and we'll catch you on the Green County Net this coming Friday night. KD9GDY. Okay, I'll go ahead and then put you down. I'll get back to you for a few minutes at the round table. Thank you for checking in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Okay, now let's go to Walworth, Wisconsin. W9AXD. Go ahead. I'll see what I can copy you. What kind of soup do you like?
Soup. The YL Darlene brings me some. And I love it. I can eat a whole pot of the stuffed green pepper soup. Tastes like stuffed peppers, but it's in the soup and good with some fresh bread, thick bread and butter. And boy, I'm getting hungry right now, Jimmy. So hope everybody's copying me. With India 9, Echo Delta.
That sounds good. Their signal's definitely a lot better there. I can hear you. Okay, sounds good. Hey, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. Okay, Norm, KC9RGG in Orfordville. I got your letter on the Monday. That's a beautiful picture, and so it does. Okay, the members of Rah-Rah got their pictures, and so did Mike at K9MED. All those pictures you took on Thanksgiving Day are posted on the Rah-Rah as well as the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook pages. Thanks for doing that. Okay, Norm, what kind of soup do you and the missus enjoy?
KC9GCR, KC9RGG. Jim, I've got to join in with everybody else and say that bean soup is my favorite. My wife Carol makes the most wonderful bean soup. Whenever we have a ham, she leaves a lot of ham on the ham bone. And then she puts it in a pot and she puts it in with a lot of water and then some white navy beans, and she cooks it, God, I don't know, for a couple days probably. And she strips the ham off the bone, and oh, that is the best bean soup in the world. And when I put it in my bowl, I have to put a dab of ketchup, about 14 dabs all the way around the bowl, and so each spoonful that I grab has a little dab of ketchup on it, and it's just wonderful. So I'm going to join in with everybody else and vote for bean soup tonight, and glad that you and the other people enjoyed the pictures. I always wondered what the hotline looked like, and now I know. Back to you, Jim. KC9GCR, KC9RGG.
Well, sounds good. But thank you very much for doing that for us last Thursday, Norman. And yeah, everybody enjoys the pictures. And yeah, it's been a while since I had a call on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. I think last week I had one. But thanks for doing that. So okay. We'll just have to wait and see. And by the way, if I'm transmitting, and when that phone rings, folks, that's a real telephone that's ringing, not that phone, those phony baloney cell phones. As far as I'm concerned, they ain't worth a hoot. Of course, I better be careful what I say here, because you took those pictures using that cell phone. So, thanks for all you do, Norman. I really appreciate it. Okay. K9MED, Carrie in Rockford. What's going on with you? What is your favorite kind of soup?
Oh, KD9MED. Oh, this week I've been doing a little bit of kit building. Today I wasted the entire day doing nothing. As far as soups go, I'm open to anything that doesn't have seafood in it, but I have to say that I never met a bean I didn't like. KD9MED.
Sounds good, that sounds good, Gary. I like that. Sounds good. Okay, hey, thanks for checking in. Thanks for all you do. Okay, let's see. N9BWM Bruce said it was a short time, so okay, we'll move on. KC9AGR, Jennifer in Rock County. What kind of soup do you enjoy? Jennifer, K9AGR, are you still with us?
Yep, I'm here. I like a lot of different soups. Potato soup, clam chowder, oyster stew, bean soup, French onion. The one that's not my favorite is chicken noodle. K9HR back.
Okay, that sounds good. Jennifer, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. We'll catch you on the Rock County Net this coming Tuesday evening, 7 o'clock on 145-450. Thanks for checking in. Now, Chad, W9AXD. What's going on with you? What kind of soup do you like?
Hey, Jimmy. Thanks for the net tonight. Always fun. So, I'm going to quick plug my Simplex net Thursday nights at 7 p.m. on 146.400. We had it last week yesterday on the 1st. We had 2 check-ins. Kevin, K9EGF in Roscoe, and Joe, K9ZIP in Janesville. So only 2 of them, but that's good start. And I know holidays are pretty busy, so But we'll have it this coming Thursday again, 7 p.m., 146.400. And everyone's welcome to check in. Now, about my soup, let me reset. I got to go along with Jennifer on chicken noodle soup. I guess it's okay, depending on what kind it is. I guess the Picasso soup is good, but the Campbell's chicken noodle soup, that leaves a lot to be desired unless you have the flu, then it's okay. But my favorite homemade soup is potato soup if it's done right. My mom used to make, my brother-in-law calls it depression soup, because it's all her potato soup was sliced potatoes, water, a little lemon juice, and ham. That was, I mean, no offense to Mom or anything, but that was pretty disgusting, and I didn't like potato soup because of that. I've had it since then, and if it's made properly, it's really, really good. So I guess I'm going to have to go with that. And let me reset again. Erica makes pretty good cabbage soup when we make that, not too often. But we got all the ingredients here to make that, so hopefully that appears one day. That'd be good. Cabbage and chicken broth. She cuts up some kielbasa and fries that a little bit with some potatoes and carrots and cabbage. It's really, really good. So have that with a couple breadsticks or good old French bread. Nothing wrong with that. And I forget the other gentleman who was talking about the missing ingredient in soup or anything for recipes. That I heard a story once where this woman, wife, mother, had a little canister sitting on top of her counter, and she goes, nobody's allowed to go into that canister except me. It's a special ingredient that I use on everything. It's kind of universal. So every time, she's cooking, she goes in there and takes a pinch of whatever it is and throws it in whatever she's making. And one of her, I think her husband once was curious. He goes, nobody, just open that, don't touch it, don't go in there. So she was gone, and her husband got curious. And he opened up the container, it was empty. He goes, well, what the heck is she doing in here? So he waited until she gets home. So he asked her, I'm sorry, honey. He says, I went into that little canister by the stove that you told me never to go into, and there's nothing in it. And he goes, what ingredient is in there that you always put into things? She goes, every time I make something, she goes, open that canister and I take out a pinch of love and put it in my recipe. And I thought that was a really, really cool story. Back to you, Jimmy, W9AXD.
Okay, Kevin, Chad, that is an interesting story. That's nice. So, okay. Yeah, you always, nothing with your mother's or anybody's mother's makes a homemade supper. That memories of that stick with you for the rest of your life. That's the way it was with my mother, too. So, okay, that sounds... Chad, thanks you for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net. Hopefully you'll get a more better turnout on your... Simplex net. Of course, at 7 o'clock, we got two nets. Well, of course, we got the Northern Illinois Skywarn Trading Net, and afterwards the Health and Tech Net at 7 o'clock. So, but hopefully you'll keep your net going. Hopefully you'll get a better turnout next Thursday. Thanks for checking in. W9BL in Kingston. What's going on with you? What is your favorite soup?
How you doing there, Jimmy? W9BL, Kingston. My favorite soup is actually my wife's recipe with, it's not chicken noodle, it's chicken vegetable soup. And she puts a lot of chicken in it and all kinds of vegetables, and it's really, really good. I enjoy that. If we're going out, actually I like to go to Panera and have their tomato soup there. It's really good. I like their tomato soup, so if it's something I have to go out to a restaurant or something, I like that one. So, but yeah, and also Jimmy, thanks for doing that tribute to John. I appreciate that. good friend of mine. So we will miss him. Back to you there, Jimmy. W9BL.
W9BL, thanks you for checking into the Friday Night Fun. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for checking in. Okay, KD9GDY. What's going on with you? What is your favorite kind of soup?
Jimmy, this is KD9GDY, Jim in Beloit, Wisconsin. And a couple things here real quick. Well, I haven't checked in a while. We were up deer hunting last week. And so anyway, Scott, I'm coming to Monroe tomorrow. I don't know that I'll bump into you, but I'll be in Monroe. And Norm, GG, we might be eating out at Tibbs North there in Orfordville tomorrow night. So I had to throw that out there. And Chad, sorry I didn't get in on your Simplex net. I knew about it, and the time got by me on that, Chad. I really apologize. I wanted to check in on your Simplex net last night. Didn't happen. Sorry about that. So anyway, my favorite soup would be, if I'm going out, lobster bisque. I love lobster bisque if I'm going out. Otherwise, at home, some of my favorites are chili, pea soup, which we actually have some going on right now, leftovers. We took a ham bone from last Saturday, my wife did, and just made some fabulous pea soup, and potato soup sounds good too. But I'd say probably overall, I guess chili. I like chili. It's hearty, and I can doctor it up. So back to you, Jimmy. KD9GDY.
Okay, son, that sounds good, Jim. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna in about a minute or so, and I'm gonna talk about the chili. In fact, that's what I had last night for my supper last night too. Thanks for checking in, Jim. That concludes my list. Are there any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? If you're coming home with your Friday night fish fry, your steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show, if you just came home, turned your radio on, or you've been copying mail for the last 46, 47 minutes, this is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun for anywhere in the region. Without traffic, please call K9GCF.
89.
Charles, good afternoon, good evening.
K9EPZ, Alamo Shop, got to check in. I'll get back to you in a minute. I think there was another station trying to check in. Another station, come back, please.
KD9MED was.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was just wondering if you had Casey from LaSalle checked in. He said, greetings from the Night Watch Net. Kilo Charlie Niner India Hotel.
With this net, we'll try to tune into 443-750 and see if we can pick up the Night Watch net. Thanks for checking in. Okay, thanks, Mike. Thanks for that internet check-in. Oh boy, what happened? Was I coming in over the digital side?
Yeah, you came in digital there for that last call, Jimmy.
Okay, I was thanking K9IH for checking in. I welcome him to the Friday Night Fun Net. We meet every Friday evening at 8 p.m. As soon as I get done with this net, I'll see if I can pick up the Night Watch net on 443-750. Okay, thanks.
All right, copy that, Jimmy. K9MED.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, Al, K9EPZ. What's going on with you, and what kind of soup do you like?
Well, I seem to fallen in love with the hot and sour soup from the Chinese buffet here in town. They do deliver to DoorDash, and I'll sometimes get some. Other than that, my caregiver, Becky, makes a really good lentil soup. And I like that when Becky's feeling better and she's able to come here. She hasn't been here in, today it was a week, and they don't know when. The way it looks right now, the earliest she'll be back is Tuesday. Yeah, kind of hoping to get a shower before then, but I'll just have to put up with it.
Well, let's hope she gets to come home soon. That's an unfortunate situation she got into, because there's a lot of stuff going around now. On the news, they're saying that flu is getting hot and heavy, and they don't know what might happen around the Christmas time. They'll just have to wait and see what takes place. Hopefully, it will not get bad. We don't need to have all this stuff going around again, where we'd be shutting stuff down again and what have you. This is starting to get old. We'll put it that way. Okay, Al. Hey, thanks for checking in. Any more stations want to check at the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KC9GCR, here's N9 Chicago Northwestern, Mark.
N9CNW. Good evening. Good evening, Mike. What's going on with you? We're talking about soup. I guess it's going to be soup weather this weekend. It's being cold. And what is your favorite soup?
9CNW in the group. Well, my mom used to make a wonderful, wonderful ham soup for New Year's Eve. We'd have a Swedish boiled ham on Christmas Eve. And then New Year's Eve, she'd take that ham hock and chop up what was left over, and noodles and carrots and beans and everything went in it. And we used to call it hobo soup, but man, that stuff was good. I could eat that all day. N9CNW.
Okay, sounds good, Mike. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Well, that's what we used to have on New Year's Eve. My mother used to cook a ham every New Year's Day. Then one year she decided, why don't we have open-faced hamburgers or broiled hamburgers? She put the hamburgers. She may have a mixture of ground beef. She put in the onions and or other celery or something like that. She put them right on the open-faced buns there. She put them in the broiler. Boy, I'll tell you what, you just could not beat them at all. That was great. That was good. Broiled hamburgers or open-faced hamburgers or however you want to call them. Okay, thanks, Mike, for checking in. Any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. This is K9RFD with the Friday Night Fun Net. The W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transferring for Friday Night Fun Net, Central Freeport. Any more stations you want to check in, please call now. Okay, so last night a lady from the church I used to go to bought me 4 containers of chili. She put in elbow macaroni, some kind of beans and what have you there, and of course ground beef. Of course I doctored it up. I put in some barbecue sauce, and I think that's what makes it taste better. Heat up in the microwave. Oh boy, that was really good. But that's how my mother used to make chili. Well, it was actually goulash, but we called it chili. Boy, but nothing wrong with that. She would even put tomatoes into that too. The elbow macaroni, ground beef, celery, tomatoes. If she wants, she can doctor it up. She can put in some barbecue sauce. Oh, that was good. Nothing wrong with that. I told you about the homemade bean soup that she used to make there too. So that's good. So okay. Okay. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay. I've got a couple cookbooks here. I'm going to read some recipes on how you cook soup. Now, these recipes are from the Great Taste of Spam little cookbook. Snacks, light mean dishes, and state fair winning recipes. Okay. This recipe, which I'm going to read now. This is for Spam Western bean soup. Okay. 1 cup chopped onion. 1 tablespoon vegetable oil, 1 cup sliced carrots, 3 10 1/2 ounce cans condensed chicken broth, 1 14 1/2 ounce canned tomatoes cut up, 1/3 cup chili sauce, 3 tablespoons of firmly packed brown sugar, 3 tablespoons cider vinegar, 2 teaspoons Worcestershire sauce, 2 teaspoons prepared mustard, 2 15 1/2 ounce cans of pinto beans, rinsed and drained, 1 12 ounce can of Spam, luncheon meat, cubed, and 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley. In 5-quart saucepan, saute onion in oil until golden. Stir in carrots, chicken broth, tomatoes, chili sauce, brown sugar, vinegar, Worcestershire sauce, and the mustard. Mash half of beans with fork. Add mashed beans and whole beans to soup. Blend well. Bring to a boil. Cover. Reduce heat and simmer 30 minutes or until carrots are tender. Stir in Spam and parsley. Simmer 2 minutes. Serve 6. There's your recipe for Spam Western bean soup. Okay, was there somebody trying to check in? All I got was a dead carrier and some noise. Come back.
K9CFL.
K9CFL, good evening, Mike. Let me put you down here. Okay, I've got you checked in, Mike. We're talking about soup. What is your favorite kind of soup that you like to eat?
I am a guy.
Okay, Mike, I don't know where you're at there, but I'm having a difficult time trying to copy you. Can you come back on that, please?
I said I like vegetable beef soup.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, as long as I've got you, I'm going to read 2 Christmas radio nut jokes here. These are both from Brad, WW2D at the time. Okay. First one. You know you are a radio nut when you run your Christmas lights all the way up to the top of your antenna. And here's the second one. You know you are a radio nut when your Christmas lights are powered by your ham radio power supply. Okay, Mike, I hope you enjoyed that.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy. I'm not in a great position, so I will talk to you guys later. K9CFL, back to the control.
Okay, 7-3 there, Mike. You have a good evening, and thanks for checking in. Okay. Any more stations you want to check in, please go on. All right. Now, this next recipe I'm going to read, this is scrumptious Spam spring chili. Vegetable cooking spray, 4 cloves of garlic minced, 2 green bell peppers cut into strips, 1 cup sliced green onions, 3 4-ounce cans cheese diced green chilies, 2 jalapeno peppers minced, 2 teaspoons dried whole oregano, 2 teaspoons ground cumin, 2 15-ounce cans of cannellini beans or kidney beans, 2 10 and 3/4 ounce cans of condensed chicken broth, undiluted, 1 12-ounce can Spam luncheon meat cubed. Okay, in a large saucepan coated with cooking spray, saute garlic over medium heat, 1 minute. Add green pepper, green onion, chilies, jalapenos, oregano, and cumin. Saute 5 minutes. Stir in beans and broth. Bring to a boil. Cover. Reduce heat and simmer 10 minutes. Stir in Spam. Simmer 2 minutes. Serves 4 to 6. There's your recipe for scrumptious Spam spring chili. Okay. There's a lot of good recipes from this great taste of Spam cookbook. On a future Friday Night Fun Net, I'll read some more recipes about these. But okay, sounds good. Let me get out another book here. Okay. This next recipe I'm going to read now. It's this Feel Better Chicken Noodle Soup. 1 3-ounce package of chicken-flavored ramen noodles, broken. 1 10-ounce package frozen green peas, thawed. 2 teaspoons of butter. 1 4-ounce jar sliced mushrooms, drained. 3 cups cooked cube chicken. Okay, 1. Heat 2 1/4 cups of water in a large saucepan to boiling. 2. Add ramen noodles, contents of seasoning packet, peas, and butter. Heat to boiling. Reduce heat to medium and cook about 5 minutes. 3. Stir in mushrooms and chicken and continue cooking over low heat until all ingredients heat through. To serve, spoon into a serving bowl. That's your recipe for Feel Better Chicken Noodle Soup. Okay, here's a recipe for tomato basil soup. This is a fun soup that can be served hot or cold. Okay. 2 10-ounce cans of tomato soup. 1 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes, 2 teaspoons of finely minced onion, 2 1/2 cups of buttermilk, 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh basil. 1. Combined tomato soup, tomatoes, onion, buttermilk, basil, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and salt to taste in saucepan. Cook, stirring often for 8 minutes or until thoroughly hot. And here's a tip. To make buttermilk, make 1 cup milk with 1 tablespoon of lemon juice or vinegar and let milk rest about 10 minutes. That's your recipe for tomato basil soup. Okay. Okay, here's a recipe for a favorite onion soup. 8 yellow onions, thinly sliced. 1/4 cup butter, 1/2 stick. 2 32-ounce cartons of beef broth. 8 slices French bread, crust trimmed, toasted. 8 slices Swiss cheese. 1. Place onions and butter in a large soup pot and saute onions until golden brown. Add beef broth and cook on medium heat for 1 hour. Excuse me. 2. Just before time to serve, pour soup into 6 to 8 individual oven-proof soup bowls, topped with slices of toasted bread, and covered with slices of cheese. 3. Place bowls on baking sheet and place under broiler for 1 to 2 minutes or until cheese melts. Serve immediately. That's your recipe for favorite onion soup. Okay, now, here's a recipe for potato cheese soup. 4 large potatoes cubed, 2 ribs celery sliced, 1 onion finely grated, 1/4 cup butter, 1/2 stick, 3 tablespoons instant chicken bouillon, 3/4 teaspoon ground thyme, 1/2 teaspoon crushed rosemary, 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder, 2 cups half and half cream, 1 1/2 cups grated cheddar cheese, 3 slices bacon crumbled. Cook potatoes and carrots with enough water to cover vegetables in a large saucepan. When done, mash with potato masher or mixer, but do not drain water off. 2. Saute celery and onion in butter in small skillet and add to mashed potatoes in a large saucepan. Add all remaining ingredients except bacon and bring to a boil. Lower the heat. Season with salt and pepper to taste and simmer for 10 minutes. Serve with bacon pieces sprinkled over individual bowls of soup. That's your recipe for potato cheese soup. Okay. Hey, before I continue, do we have any more stations you'd like to check into the Friday night fun then? Please call now.
For Charlie 9, Golf Oscar, Larry in Rockton. Good evening, Jimmy.
W9AXD for the comment.
Good news, I got you checked in. What's going on with you? How you coming along with your call?
Slow but sure. K9RFD.
Okay, sounds good. We're talking about soups. I'm reading different recipes for different kinds of soup there. I was asking everybody what their favorite soup was. Do you have a favorite soup at all?
I do like onion soup, particularly with Italian onions. But I think probably beef barley is probably my favorite there, Jimmy.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Like I said, I was never a soup person, but I enjoyed my mother's homemade bean soup and tomato soup. That was about it there.
Oh yeah, those are both good too.
Yeah, I know any Jeff comment or question.
Thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. We'll definitely catch you on the Ragtune net tomorrow night. I'll be your net control station then too.
WAC9GO.
W9AXD for the comment, Jimmy.
Any more stations you want to check in, please call now.
W9AXD question, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, go ahead, Chad.
Got a question for someone on the net. Maybe you know this, Jimmy. My mom used to make on the farm all the time. It's kind of like a bean soup kind of thing, but she called it a boiled dinner. It was like green beans, some beef, onion, maybe some celery, maybe some carrots, I don't know. But she cooked that up, and then you could either eat it like a soup, or you can put it over mashed potatoes. Does anyone on the net know what I'm talking about, or maybe do you have anything, Jimmy, that maybe your mom made like that? It was like a water-based thing, but then it turned into like a thicker, kind of a veggie broth or something. It was kind of hard to explain. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think my mother ever made anything like that. I couldn't tell you. Anybody else? Can anybody else help Chad out there?
I don't know for sure, Chad, but it sounds maybe good. I know that my mom did some things like that, but I don't remember what she called it or anything. But yeah, it was good. AC9GO.
Okay. K9RFD, appreciate that. I don't know if your mom gave you any recipes or not. I tried to get it from my sister, but she never liked that, so she doesn't have the recipe. My mom isn't around to ask anymore, so I'm trying to find that somewhere. Thanks, Jimmy, WI9HF.
You're welcome, Chad, anytime. Okay, that sounds good. Hey, before I continue reading more of these recipes, are there any more stations I'd like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on. Okay, this next recipe I'm going to read. This is a recipe for Frank's and veggie soup. 1/4 cup of butter, 1/2 stick. 2 onions, finely chopped. 1 red bell pepper, seeded, chopped. 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. 1 28-ounce canned baked beans. 1 10-ounce package frozen mixed vegetables. Excuse me. 1 14-ounce canned beef broth. 6 frankfurters cut into 1-inch slices. 1 tablespoon Worcestershire sauce. 1 cup shredded Colby cheese. Okay, 1. Melt butter in a large saucepan over medium heat and cook onions. Onions, bell peppers, and garlic for 5 minutes. 2. Stir in beans, mixed vegetables, broth, frankfurters, 1 cup water, and Worcestershire. Cook over medium heat 5 minutes and stir occasionally. 3. Ladle into individual soup bowls and sprinkle each serving with cheese. That's your recipe for Frank's and veggie soup. Okay, here's a recipe for spicy black bean soup. 1 pound hot pork sausage. 1 onion chopped. 2 14-ounce cans chicken broth. 2 15-ounce cans Mexican stewed tomatoes. 1 green bell pepper chopped. 2 15-ounce cans black beans rinsed, drained. 1. Break up sausage and brown with onion in a large skillet. Drain and transfer to large slow cooker. 2. Add chicken broth, stewed tomatoes, bell pepper, black beans, and 1 cup of water. Cover and cook on low for 3 to 4 hours. Here's your that's your recipe for spicy black bean soup. Enjoy. Let's find another recipe. All right, here's one. Here's a recipe for black bean barbecue soup. 1 onion, finely chopped. 2 tablespoons olive oil. 2 teaspoons minced garlic. 2 14-ounce cans chicken broth. 2 15-ounce cans black beans, rinsed, drained. 1 10-ounce can of diced tomatoes and green chilies. 1 pound shredded barbecue beef. 2 tablespoons red wine vinegar. Shredded Monterey Jack cheese. Okay. 1 Saute onion and oil in soup pot over medium heat. Stir in garlic and saute 1 more minute. Stir in broth. Stir in broth, beans and tomatoes, and green chilies. Reduce heat and simmer, stirring often for 15 minutes. 2. Process 1 cup bean mixture in food processor until smooth. Return puree to a soup pot. Add beef and simmer for 10 minutes. Stir in vinegar and garnish each bowl with cheese. That's your recipe for black bean barbecue soup. Okay, here's a recipe for pinto bean vegetable soup. 4 15-ounce cans pinto beans with liquid. 1 16-ounce package frozen chopped onions and peppers. 2 cups chopped celery. 2 14-ounce cans chicken broth. 1 teaspoon Cajun seasoning. 1. Place all ingredients plus 1 cup water in 5-quart slow cooker and stir well. 2. Cover and cook on low 5 to 6 hours. Now here's a tip. If you want to give this soup a little kick, sprinkle a little cayenne or several drops of hot sauce. That's your recipe for pinto bean vegetable soup. I don't know how many people used to watch Justin Wilson's Louisiana Cooking when it was on the Channel 21 or Channel 11 out of Chicago. But I'll tell you what, that guy was something else. Almost everything, you always use that Louisiana hot sauce and cayenne pepper or what have you. Okay, here's a recipe for luncheon pea soup. 1 cup instant mashed potato flakes. 1/2 cup Italian salad dressing. 1 16-ounce package frozen peas and pearl onion. 2 14-ounce cans of chicken broth. 1/2 cup sour cream. 1. Heat 1 1/4 cups of water. Stir in potato flakes in a large saucepan and cook for 10 minutes. Stir in salad dressing, peas, and onions. 2. Transfer a soup mixture to blender. Cover and blend the small batches until smooth. Return blended mixture to saucepan and add chicken broth and 3/4 teaspoon pepper. Boil. Reduce heat and simmer about 15 minutes. Stirring often, stir in sour cream. That's your recipe for luncheon pea soup. Okay. Let's see if I can find some more. Yeah. All right. Here's a Western. Here's a recipe for Southwestern soup. 1 1/2 pounds lean ground beef. 1 large onion chopped. 2 15-ounce cans pinto beans with liquid. 1 15-ounce can ranch-style beans with liquid. 2 15-ounce cans whole kernel corn with liquid. 2 15-ounce cans Mexican stewed tomatoes. 2 1/ounce packets taco seasoning. 1. Brown beef and onion in a large soup pot. Stir until beef crumbles and drain. Add beans, corn, tomatoes, and 1/2 cup of water. 2. Boil. Reduce heat and stir in taco seasoning. Simmer for 1 hour. That's your recipe for Southwestern soup. Enjoy. before I read the next recipe, any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please go on out. Okay, here's something I never heard of before. I'm going to read anyway. This is a recipe for pumpkin soup. 1 to 8 ounce packaged fresh mushrooms sliced. 3 tablespoons butter. 1/4 cup flour. 2 14-ounce cans vegetable broth. 1 15-ounce can cooked pumpkin. 1 pint carton half and half cream. 2 tablespoons honey. 2 tablespoons sugar, 1/2 teaspoon curry powder, 1/4 teaspoon ground nutmeg. 1. Saute mushrooms and butter in large saucepan. Add flour, stir well, and gradually add broth. Boil and cook for 2 minutes or until mixture thickens. 2. Stir in pumpkin, cream, honey, sugar, curry powder, and nutmeg. Stir constantly until soup is thoroughly hot. Here's a tip. If you have some sour cream, a dollop of sour cream on top of soup is a very nice garnish. That's your recipe for pumpkin soup. We're just about to the end of the line here. I'm going to see if I can find any more. Oh, boy. All right. I think this is going to be we got one moment, please. Okay. Here's a recipe for traditional chili. 2 pounds of lean beef stew meat, cube or sirloin cut into large pieces. 1 large onion, finely chopped. 1 10-ounce can chopped tomatoes and green chilies. 2 1/2 cups tomato juice. 2 tablespoons chili powder. 1 tablespoon ground cumin. 1 tablespoon minced garlic. 1 15-ounce can pinto or kidney beans. 1. Brown meat in skillet, drained and transferred to a large slow cooker. Combine chili meat, onion, tomatoes, green chilies, tomato juice, chili powder, cumin, garlic, and 1 cup water, and mix well. 2. Cover and cook on low for 7 to 9 hours. Add pinto or kidney beans and continue to cook another 30 minutes. There's your recipe for traditional chili. Okay, this is the last recipe of the evening. This is a recipe for hearty beef chili. 2 pounds round steak cube. 3 tablespoons oil. 2 onions chopped. 4 cloves garlic minced. 1/4 cup tomato paste. 2 to 4 canned jalapeno peppers, stemmed, seeded, minced. 3 tablespoons chili powder, 1 teaspoon oregano, 1 teaspoon cumin, 2 15-ounce cans diced tomatoes with liquid, 1 10-ounce can beef broth, 1 7-ounce can chopped green chilies, 1 15-ounce can pinto beans drained. 1. Heat 1 tablespoon oil in soup pot and browned beef. Transfer meat to bowl, drain soup pot, and set meat aside. 2. Heat remaining 2 tablespoons oil in soup pot and add onion and garlic. Cook about 3 minutes. Stir in tomato paste, jalapenos, chili powder, 1 teaspoon each of salt and pepper, oregano, and cumin. 3. Add tomatoes, meat, beef broth, 1 cup water, and green chilies. Boil. Reduce heat and simmer for 2 hours or until meat is tender and chili thickens. Stir in beans and continue the simmering uncovered for about 20 minutes. And here's a tip. If you like things extra hot, leave the seeds and veins in the jalapenos. If you take the seeds out, rubber gloves will protect your hands from the juices. That's your recipe for hearty beef chili. Okay, folks, that's going to do it for the recipes for tonight. I hope you enjoyed them. And if these recipes don't make you hungry, I don't know what will. By the way, this net is being recorded for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. So if you miss any of these recipes, instead of giving me a call on the phone, listen to the replay of the net after it's posted later tonight. All right. I hope you enjoyed those recipes. Any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay. Now, as I told you earlier, tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library, we got a State Line Amateur Radio Club will be conducting a BE testing session. If you want more information, go to the State Line Amateur Radio Club website. They'll provide you with the information. I don't know who's doing is in charge of that, so I know that Tony K9RFD is not involved with that anymore, so you're not doing anything tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, drive over to Freeport, and those who are taking your test, just come on over anyway. We're going to do some trivia questions from the Tech Q&A and the General Q&A book. This is really for the benefit of those people who are studying for their first ham radio license. A lot of people listen to this net on the scanner as well as other nets, because they can't listen to police communication anymore unless you have a very expensive digital scanner. And so I know that Greene County and Rock County, they're still using their old VHF analog frequencies. However, they're using P25 now. So for both their fire, police, and EMS communication. So. And a lot of people listen to us just for the fun of it. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's do let's read some questions here. Okay, first question. All right. Okay. What do the FCC rules state regarding the use of a phonetic alphabet for station identification in the amateur radio service? A, is required when transmitting emergency messages. B, it is encouraged. C, it is required when in contact with foreign stations. D, all these choices are correct. What do the FCC rules state regarding the use of a phonetic alphabet for station identification in the amateur radio service? A, it is required when transmitting emergency messages. B, it is encouraged. C, it is required when in contact with foreign stations. D, all these choices are correct. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
N9EGF. I'm going to say B, Jimmy, that it's recommended but not required.
You are correct. You are correct. N9EGF, you are correct. What do the FCC rules say regarding the use of a phonetic alphabet for station identification in the amateur radio service? Correct answer is B, Bravo. It is encouraged. 97.119B2. You are required to identify in English, even if you are communicating in a language other than English. The FCC recommends use of phonetics when you identify by voice, I should say. That avoids confusing letters that sound alike. The standard phonetics are words in the English language. You may also identify by CW even if using phone. Amateur License Manual, page 8-3. Okay. All right. Which agency regulates and enforces the rules for the amateur radio service in the United States? A, FEMA. B, Homeland Security. C, the FCC. D, all these choices are correct. Which agency regulates and enforces the rules for the amateur radio service in the United States? A, FEMA. B, Homeland Security. C, the FCC. D, all these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
C9GO, I say C.
You are correct, Larry, you are correct. Which agency regulates and enforces the rules for the amateur radio service in the United States? Correct answer, C, Charlie, the FCC. 97.1. The Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, is responsible for regulating telecommunications in the United States and all of its possessions. Ham radio license manual, page 7-1. Okay, let's go someplace else. Okay. I'm trying to avoid reading the same the questions every week. That's kind of, boy. Excuse me. Okay, I gotta find something here. When the control operator is not the station licensee, who is responsible for the proper operation of the station? A, all licensed amateurs who are present at the operation. B, only the station licensee. C, only the control operator. D, the control operator and the station licensee. When the control operator is not the station licensee, who is responsible for the proper operation of the station? A, all licensed amateurs who are present at the operation. B, only the station licensee. C, only the control operator. D, the control operator and the station licensee. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
N9CUT.
N9CUT, go ahead, Jeff.
I think it's D as in Delta. And, sorry I'm late.
You're never too early, and you're never too late to be worthy of checking in the Friday Night Fun Net. That's our motto. And anyway, you are correct. When the control operator is not the station licensee, who is responsible for the proper operation of the station? Correct answer is D, Delta. The control operator and the station licensee. 97.103A. The station owner is responsible for limiting access to the station only to responsible licensees who will follow the FCC rules. Note that the FCC will presume the station licensee to be the control operator unless there is a written record to the contrary. Ham radio license manual, page 8-2. Okay, let me check you, Jeff. Let me check you in the net here. We got cold weather coming up. I'm asking everybody what is your favorite kind of soup is. Bean soup, vegetable soup, or what have you. What do you say?
Actually, I like ham and bean soup. And my wife makes this killer cauliflower cheese soup. So either one will work for me. And I became a grandpa for the 4th time today. So got a bouncing 7-pound, 13-ounce little boy.
Well, congratulations. That's great. That's definitely wonderful news.
Yep, everybody's healthy, so I'll let you send it back to you, Jim. N9CUT.
Okay, that was my favorite soup, too. I'm not a soup person, but I definitely enjoyed my mother's homemade bean soup and tomato soup. She'd put onions in that and different celery in that with those beans. She'd also put in either ham or pork with that. That was great. Okay, Jeff, thanks for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Before we continue with trivia, any more stations you want to check in, please call 9.
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
KD9MED. Good evening, Kurt. What is going on with you?
Hey, good evening, Jimmy and Jeff and everybody else. Well, I'm kind of busy today. I mostly watched, but regardless, it was a busy day. Brian, KD9QVB, he came over. Dean came over, K9FLO, and Chuck, WD9BB, came over. And between the four of us, we got my hex beam put on my tower and got that done. And now I got, of course, my 2-meter vertical is up. It's above the hex beam. And so we got all that done. We mounted everything on the tower, ran the coaxes down, and my tower is a tilt-over tower. And so we got it all mounted on the mast, and then I got a winch that raises the tower, an electric winch. So we got all that done today. I did some, but I can't do the heavy lifting. Chuck and Dean did a lot of that, and Brian. So anyhow, that's what we did. Pretty decent day to do that. I got a little just on-the-ground wiring for some other electrical connections, but we made a lot of progress before it gets cold. Back to you, Jimmy.
Good evening, Kurt.
Hey, how's it going there, neighbor?
Going good. Everything working? K9FLO. Hi, Jimmy.
Seems to be pretty good, Dean. I'm checking here on 2 meters and my SWRs, about where I thought it would be. And of course, I haven't tried the hex beam yet. By the time I got all that cleaned up, Brian stopped back and found out with this 4-to-1 bell in there that the middle pin wire that goes to the middle pin on his SO239, it apparently didn't have a good solder joint, and that's the cause of his whole problem. It basically came off.
Was that the one that was up in the air?
Yeah, it sure was, but he called the guy prior to that, and the guy says, let me just send you a new box. You know, I mean, he says, he was really good about things. He says, we back up our products 100%. Let me just send you a new box. It's not a big deal. I just didn't make sure you got a new box to start with. So he said, okay. Well, then he went home, and he was poking around. The guy said, go push on stuff and take the cover off the box and kind of make sure everything is there. Well, he pushed right around that center pin, and it had insulation on it, some like fiberglass cloth insulation over that center pin. And, well, that's where he found the problem. So then he cut that fiberglass cloth insulation, and sure enough, the wire just didn't get soldered to the center pin real good, and that's what had come off, and that's why he was getting all the intermittent readings.
Be darned. Wow. Hey, Jimmy, key up for a minute.
Okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead.
I'm just seeing if notice, wow, Kurt's so close to me that I can't tell if it's running simplex or into the repeater, so I was just kind of curious about the signals were the same, so I was getting confused. So anyway, very good. God, I'm glad he got it fixed, because that weather's changing, and pretty good at taking care of them as far as getting a replacement and that. So the 2-meter antenna's looking good.
Yeah, my SWR is about 1.4, somewhere in there, which is about where it should be. Somewhere in there, I think it actually resonates a little lower. And I don't know, 147 something, it goes up to maybe 1.6 or so. It doesn't matter. As long as it's below about 1.8 to 1, everything is fine anyhow. But it definitely didn't change it other than the coverage. I can tell the difference on just even receiving the 610 repeater. Now it's full scale. And of course, you're full scale, whether I go in the input or output. So and the important thing with that actually is that it's the same. So we know that the D-sense is real low on the repeater. Otherwise, you could hear a pronounced difference if the D-sense isn't good on the repeater. So all is well, I think.
Excellent. That went good. Took me about 3 hours to get all that mud off my shoes, but it was worth it. I was going to mention something else, totally not related to that. I was going to tell you that as it got later in the evening or afternoon, the temperature went up, and we were almost at 50 degrees by sundown. So we should have waited another hour or two there, Kurt.
You know, if we got flashlights and did it now, I don't know what temperature it is. It's probably 75 and sunny out.
I get 49, so it's pretty close. It's better than being 10. Flashlights could be a problem.
You got to wear those head lantern kinds. Or if you don't have one of those, just take a flashlight and you duct tape it. I don't have to worry about it sticking to my hair or anything. But yeah, you just duct tape it. Just go around your head, under your chin, and then take and go around your forehead and everything with that. As long as the neighbors don't see you, because they'll probably call the cops, and then someone will come with a nice white coat and haul you away.
Your next door neighbor, maybe. You have to go over and meet her. I think oh, by the way, her name's Darlene. If she's still living there, I'm sure that's her that I seen, because she kind of knew me. So anyway, that's Mullins, his last name.
Well, I haven't formally met him other than just saying hi, and that was about it. But anyhow, thanks a lot for all your help today. And boy, Chuck, he's a real trooper, man. He just gets up on that ladder and does all that. And Brian, he got all the lines taken care of and what have you. So I'll probably actually go out tomorrow and do a little solder. I got some wires to solder for my automatic antenna switch. So that when I change bands, it'll switch to the beam, and then when you go to the lower bands, it automatically just switches to the 40 and 80 meter and inverted V. But I only got about 5 wires to solder, and then I got terminal strips to hook all that up. So I think I might do that tomorrow, and kind of, even though it's a little cool, because it ain't going to take more than 10 or 15 minutes, and I can do that and get that part hooked up.
Should I ask you, do you have an AC run out there?
Oh, I got a couple. Let's see. I got one soldering iron that runs off butane, and that's a little big. I mean, it will really get hot. It'll do a PL259, even the shell. But that'll get real hot. But I've got a battery-operated one, a rechargeable one. That I got. It's made by, let me think here. Oh, gosh, I can't think of it now. But, I mean, it's pretty decent. And I've actually had it since I had to be about 15 years old. Wall Clipper Corporation down in Sterling. I bought it from them. And it's not like a pencil type necessarily. It's more like a gun type. But I've got that. It's got a couple rechargeable batteries in it. The only thing I did is I bought a different charger, and I changed it over to a nickel metal hydride battery, and you get about 4 times the battery capacity. It works great still. But I know I bought it when I was about 15 because I bought it right from Wall Clipper, and my dad was from Sterling, so we decided to take a drive and go down and pick it up right from them. And I remember my dad had to take me because I wasn't old enough to drive yet. So I've actually had it since I was 15.
Wow, I'll be darned. I've got the same one. I've got the red one. And that was the newer one that came out with the quick charge, the 60-minute rechargeable NiCads in it. And it still works today. I don't use it that much at all because I've got one of those little TS100s the little pencil one with a built-in computer that puts out about actually I like that better than my Henkel one. But I can run that on 12 volts. They run up to 12 to 21, 24 volts on those. They put a lot of heat on those, and they'll do a PL259 without any problem. So I kind of use that one out. But yeah, I still have my the red. I forgot about that, but at times that if all else, everything else is not available, nothing works, go over and grab that son of a gun. It still heats up, and they still make tips for it, so that's pretty cool. Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy, in here hogging the net from you. Don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get hollered at, Jimmy. And I heard somebody mention about soups. Our favorite soup is French onion soup, and usually that is really tastes the best is when you're having a big piece of steak or a prime rib. But that would probably be my French favorite one. And then the second would be pea soup with ham. So anyway, for what this was, I had to throw that in there, Kurt, real quick because Jimmy was talking about food. And I really enjoy food.
Don't we all? Well, let's see, Jimmy, I might as well answer your question. Yeah, I like split pea with ham soup, bean with bacon. That's good. I'm not opposed to chicken noodle. I mean, I'll eat that sometimes too. But my favorite soups is probably, when I'm at home at least, bean with bacon soup or split pea with ham. When I go out and, you go to some kind of restaurant, if they do the French onion soup, Dean's right. I mean, if it's really good, and you know how they melt all that cheese on the top, boy, that's really good. So I like that as well. Let me send it back to Jimmy then. KC9GCR, KE9M.
Okay, that sounds good there, guys. Hey, listen. The Friday Night Fun is not formal net. Never has been, never will be. If you guys want to write, take all the time you want to do so. We're not going. It's Friday night. Nobody's going anywhere, and we got all night. Kurt, I want to ask you. Did you know John McCall, KB9WVK, they used to do the 268 net there and the mid-cars net? Did you know him or not?
No, I didn't know him, Jimmy.
Okay, well, he passed away, became a silent key on November 15th. Earlier during the net, I did a tribute to him, 1 minute of all keys down, moment of silence, and the last call. I didn't know anything about this until last Friday night. I think it was Rick, K9QDP was mentioning about him. I did talk to him a couple times. He lived here in Freeport, but he was never on the repeaters. He was always on HF.
I didn't know him at all. Back in the day, I didn't really know that many people, although I was involved with Rah-Rah since about 80, maybe 81, 82, somewhere in there. And I knew some people from there and stuff, but no, I was actually kind of shy in the day, and I really didn't reach out to a lot of people.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know maybe you knew him or not, because he was strictly an HF guy. I only talked to him one time or two. I think, sometime last year, I think he checked into this net. I don't know, but that was a bit about it. Okay, I was just curious.
It's no problem. And again, Dean, thanks a lot for your help. Congratulations to Jeff ZUT on being a grandpa for the 4th time. We got 4 grandchildren, although the oldest is 15, going to be 16 at the end of December. And then the youngest is 5, I think it is. Yeah, they get running around the house like a tribe of Indians, sort of. But anyhow, congratulations, Jeff. Jimmy, no, I didn't know the guy. And anyhow, that's a story. Just wanted to jump in and check in. And I figured pretty soon Dean was going to key up for the Jimmy net sometime, and I was laying down actually. After today, it's really hard for me to walk, but I laid down for a while and then got myself downstairs, so here I is. Anyhow, back to you, Jimmy. KC9GCR, KE9N.
Okay, Kurt, sounds good. Hey, thanks for checking in as always. It's nice that you can work on a tower that you don't have to climb it anymore. And I think that's good that they do that. They have like a tipping like that. So okay, I'm gonna talk to Dean a little bit. So I'll say 7-3 to you, Kurt. Thank you for checking in. You have a good evening, and I'll be doing the rag tune that tomorrow night there if you want to check.
Oh, that sounds real good, Jimmy. And by the way, I just thought I'd let you know, and I've got to do the ham rag this weekend and get that out. But the point would be, our December meeting for Rah-Rah is going to be December 9th, which is next Friday. And it's actually going to be at Jerry's Pizza, which is on Argus Drive in Rockford. We met there before, so most people are pretty familiar with it. But it's going to be at 5 o'clock. And we picked 5 o'clock so it's not too late, where at least it's still a little bit light and people can drive. Some people don't like to drive after dark too much, but we tried to make it as early as possible. So our meeting's going to be next Friday at 5 o'clock at Jerry's Pizza on Argus Drive, and I'll have that information in the ham rag, and I'm sure Carrie will post a link on Facebook. Over.
That sounds good, Kurt. I'm glad you're finally going to having an in-person meeting. So that's great. That's great that you're doing it. Hopefully you'll get a good turnout next Friday night. Okay, you have a good evening, and we'll talk to you down the log. Thanks for checking in.
Hey, no problem, Jimmy. Okay, and you don't have to be a member to go if you just want to go and get to know people a little bit and see what we're all about. Everyone's welcome. Again, you don't have to be a member, but it'd be good just to get to know some of the local hams, and we swap stories, and, well, you know how it is. KC9GCR, KE9N. I'll be clear and listening.
7-3 is Kurt. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun as always. KC9GCR. Dean, K9FLO, what else is going on with you?
Well, good to be meeting again there, Jimmy. And it was, by the way, it was worked out really good, Kurt. I'm glad everything. That's what we do. You know, as hams, we work together, get all this stuff done. Our project's done. You've certainly helped me out, and really appreciate it. So, Jimmy, I just wanted to say that once again, French onion soup with a nice prime rib dinner. That's an event that might happen once a year for me, but that's probably but it's got to be in that combination, not by itself, and it's got to have that little bread stuff in it too. So that's my highlight. But otherwise, I'm a split pea soup and ham. So anyway, enough of that. Let's see what else going on here. Kurt froze me out over at his place. It was very unusual weather for sure. It was windy, but yet it was not bad in a sense that it was chilling or anything like that. And as the evening went on, it got warmer, so that's kind of strange. Now I guess it's going the opposite. But it's still at 49 at my house, so it's not bad at all. What else happening here? Not much. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'm kind of confused this week, but that's what happens when you get into the senior point of life there, Jimmy. KC9GCR, K9FLO.
Yeah, that's for sure. We got 3 weeks to go until Christmas. My family's they're planning on having theirs on the Friday, the 30th. They'll be 4 weeks from today because they got the kids of their own. Of course, they've got nieces, and they have kids of their own. And whatever, they got to go here and there Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. That's why we're figuring on having it on the 30th. our Christmas. It'll be the first time in 3 years, since 2019, since we didn't have it the past 2 years because of the COVID. So that's for sure. What's going on? I was never a soup person, but I always liked it. My mother always made a homemade bean soup. She had that with celery, onions, and she put some pork or ham in there. That's what really tasted good.
Well, the way you described it, that sounds really good. You bet. That is, yep. And I like bean soup too. Can't think of it too many soups I don't like. I don't like mushroom soup. No way. I can't get by the smell of mushrooms. So I don't put mushrooms on my steak. Pizza, I can live with it because it's buried in with everything else. But yeah, I do enjoy my pizzas. Don't have as much as it used to, of course, but my favorite place unfortunately burned down, but I hope that'll be open by this next latter part of spring, I hope. The Capri in Rockford, that used to be my favorite. Didn't get down to that much because it's a pretty good drive to get down there, but I'll tell you what, I went there as a teenager, and at both the Capris, when one was out there at 5 Points, and that was really good too. And of course, I paid the price for that for, at the time, being a little full-figured as a result of that, probably. KC9GCR, KD9MED.
I'm sure they'll probably get it open again one of these days, maybe by spring or whatever, or summer. We'll wait and see what happens. So yeah, I still have my window open there too. So I suppose when I go to bed later tonight, I'll close the window. I'll turn the heat off. So that's about it there. Okay, Dean, I don't have nothing much here, but again, thank you for checking into the Friday Night Fun Net. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you next Friday night.
All right, Jimmy, 73s, catch you later. Kurt, talk to you later. Got to get that all tested out, too, by the way, Kurt. Make sure everything worked properly and all that. And I sure like having that motorized lift on there. That's what I got to do on mine. Very labor-saving, things like that. But I'm hoping I don't have to take it down anymore on my tower for at least several years. I'm done doing that. I'm retiring out of that. Anyway, 7-3, Jimmy. Talk at you if all else next week. KC9GCR, K9RFD, be clear.
And don't worry about that. You two, or you and Kurt are always welcome to do the rag tune on this net. Like I said, we got this. It's for the Friday Night Fun Net. There's several different nets in one. The rag tune net, trivia net, or tech net, or what have you. But don't worry about it. I think the people look forward to Friday nights just so they can hear this net. Talk to you later. 7-3. Are there any more stations who'd like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net this time? Please call now. Okay, let's go ahead continue with the trivia segment. So okay, yeah, boy. I think I read that one. Okay. What is the formula for converting frequency to an approximate wavelength in meters? A. Wavelength in meters equals frequency in hertz multiplied by 300. B. Wavelength in meters equals frequency in hertz divided by 300. C. Wavelength in meters equals frequency in megahertz divided by 300. D. Wavelength in meters equals 300 divided by frequency in megahertz. This is not double talk either. What is the formula for converting frequency to approximate wavelength in meters? A. Wavelength in meters equals frequency in hertz multiplied by 300. B. Wavelength in meters equals frequency in hertz divided by 300. C. Wavelength in meters equals frequency in megahertz divided by 300. D. Wavelength in meters equals 300 divided by frequency in megahertz. Anybody correct to answer this question?
I believe it was C, but I'm not sure I heard everything. AC9GO.
Yeah, Larry, repeat that.
Say, I believe it was C, Charlie, but I'm not sure I heard everything. I may be wrong. AC9GO.
Well, sorry, Larry, that's not correct, but thanks for trying anyway. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Okay, what is the formula for converting frequency to approximate wavelengths in meters? Correct answer is D delta. Wavelength in meters equals 300 divided by frequency in megahertz. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at?
Lockdown.
Yes, that is correct. Lockdown to the Winnebago County Jail. It's going to effect right now. Kerry K9MED was telling me he listens to the jail frequencies for Winnebago County jail frequencies exactly at 10 o'clock every night of the week at this time. Dispatch says lockdown. The jailbirds are being now. One moment, please. Okay, are there any more stations you want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay. Why are metals generally good conductors of electricity? A, they have relatively high density. B, they have many free electrons. C, they have many free patrons. D, all these choices are correct. Why are metals generally good conductors of electricity? A, they have relatively high density. B, they have many free electrons. C, they have many free protons. D, all these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question? This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central over here in forever. Okay, why are metals generally good conductors of electricity? The correct answer is B, Bravo. They have many free electrons. Materials such as copper, in which electrons flow easily in response to an applied voltage, are conductors. AM radio license manual page 3-5. Okay, fine. Okay. What is the advantage of a 5/8 wave? Let's do that again. What is an advantage of a 5/8 wavelength whip antenna for VHF or UHF mobile service? A, it has more gain than a one-fourth wavelength antenna. B, it radiates at a very high angle. C, it eliminates distortion caused by reflected signals. D, it has 10 times the power gain of a one-fourth wavelength whip. What is the advantage of a 5/8 wavelength whip antenna for VHF or UHF mobile service? A, it has more gain than a one-fourth wavelength antenna. B, it radiates at a very high angle. C, it eliminates the distortion caused by reflected signals. D, it has 10 times the power gain of a one-fourth wavelength whip. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
N9EGF.
Go ahead, guys.
I'm going to say A, it has more gain than a quarter wave.
You are correct, Kevin, you are correct. What is the advantage of a 5/8 wavelength whip antenna for VHF or UHF mobile service? Correct answer is A, alpha. It has more gain than a one-fourth wavelength antenna. Due to its extended length compared to a one-fourth antenna, the 5/8 antenna focuses a bit more energy toward the horizon, improving range. And radio management page 4-12. Okay. I think we're going to do, this is going to be the last question of the evening. Let's see, I'm going to find, if I can find it here. All right. Okay, one moment, please. We'll find it. All right. What are the toughest questions in the Tech General Lecture Q&A? Your tower questions, of course. You new listeners are going to be taking your test here in Freeport tomorrow afternoon at 12:30. Sometime down the road, you're going to be involved in a tower climbing expedition. You're either going to be climbing the tower itself, or you're going to be part of the support crew. Excuse me. This next question might put you over the top as far as getting your ticket tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Which is the proper grounding method for a tower? A, a single 4-foot ground rod driven into the ground no more than 12 inches from the base. B, a ferrite core RF choke connected between the tower and ground. C, a connection between the tower base and a cold water pipe. D, separate 8-foot long ground rods for each tower leg bonded to the ground and each other. Which is a proper grounding method for a tower? A, a single 4-foot ground rod driven into the ground no more than 12 inches from the base. B, a ferrite core RF choke connected between the tower and ground. C, a connection between the tower base and a cold water pipe. D, separate 8-foot long ground rods for each tower leg bonded to the tower and each other. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
Answer D is in Delta, KD9MED.
Okay, Al, I got you. And there was somebody else trying to get in there. Anybody else want other station? What do you say?
The last answer, D, I think it was AC9GO.
Al and Larry, you are both correct. You are both correct. I want to give everybody equal time here. So, okay, you are correct. What's the proper grounding method for a tower? Correct answer is D delta. Separate 8-foot long ground rods for each tower leg bonded to the tower and each other. Grounding rules for antennas and supports must be followed according to your local electrical code. Towers should be grounded with separate 8-foot long ground rods for each tower leg bonded to the tower and each other. Ham radio license manual page 9-17. Those of you who are going to take your first test tomorrow, we wish you good luck. But hope you pass. Okay. Do we have any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, right, I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. Right now, the Night Watch net is currently underway on the 443.750 repeater CFMC 440 machine repeater in Chicago, PL 114.8 plus offset. That net runs 7 nights a week. Last night they were coming in and out, so that was how it's going on. I don't know how it will be tonight. If you cannot get into that repeater, you can get into that net via the EchoLink. Okay, don't forget tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. on this repeater, we got the Saturday evening rag tune net with yours truly as your net control station. We go around 2 or 3 times, talk about different subjects or what have you. If you want to bring up something else, you're welcome to do that too. Sunday evenings at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe, PL of 123.0 minus offset. Greene County Hampshire Radio, Greene County Aries Races net is on the air. Scott, K9YI, you checked this net earlier, is your net control. It's a combination of Aries Races and the rag tune net, if you know what I mean. Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere, PL 100.0 plus offset. Big Thunder Amp Radio Club has its Sunday evening net. Also at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sterling, PL 114.8 minus offset. The Whiteside County Aries Racing Group holds its a Sunday evening net. Shouldn't have a problem getting into that repeater. The antenna is about 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police District 1 radio tower. Well, let's see. Okay, Monday evenings at 7 p.m. here on this repeater, we got the Monday night rah info net. Lori, K9KCT, and I share the duties of net control. I ran the net this past Monday, I should say, and you'll do the net this coming Monday. The Lee County Aries Racing net is held on Monday evenings at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon with a PL of 82.5 minus offset. Then the Kishwaukee Hampshire Radio Club net meets at 8:30 p.m. on Monday evenings on the 146.730 repeater with PL of PL 100.0 minus offset. Tuesday evening, we got the first of the 2 held in tech nets. The first one is held at 7 p.m. Now on this repeater on 146.610 with Larry A9GO as your net control operator. Then the immediately following that net, Larry K9KCT brings us code practice. Also at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, PL of 123.0 minus offset. The Rock County Aries Races group holds its Tuesday evening net. The Ogle County Hampshire Radio net for every Skywarn meets every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with a PL of 146.2 plus offset. Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We had the Stevenson County Aries net with myself, K9G Showers, and net control. And at 7:30 p.m., the Greater Boy-Nam Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net on the 147.120 repeater in Beloit, PL 123.0 minus offset. I regret to say I'm not able to get into that repeater. Then at 8 p.m. here in Freeport, again on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset, we have our Wednesday evening swap net with Mel, K9RFD, and I share the duties as net control station. We're still looking for net control operators for the swap net. Anybody who wants to do it, you're welcome to contact either me or Mel, K9RFD. By the way, Mel checked in this net earlier tonight. He was checking number 11. It was great to hear his voice again. He's the trustee of the 3-9 repeater, and he brings the Hampshire Radio News line. 15-minute independent news broadcast of over the entirety of Hampshire Radio. Okay. And Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. we have the Northern Illinois Skywarn trading net. Last night I filled in for Ricky, W9AXD. I don't know what happened to him. So I filled in for him. We had to end up moving it. We tried to have the net on the 147.195 repeater. But last night we ended up moving it to the 6-1 repeater because I guess the conditions were not good. So, okay. Immediately following the Skywarn training net, we had the second of the two Elvin Tech nets with yours truly, K9GCR. At the end of the Tuesday and Thursday Elvin Tech nets, Larry K9KCG brings us code practice. Then we have the, let's see. Okay. Oh, yes. Chad, W9AXD has this simplex net on 146.400 simplex frequency at 7 o'clock. After you get done checking into the Skywarn and the Elvin Tech nets, be sure you go to 146.400 to check out the Chad's simplex net. Then on HF, we got the senile net. That is held every day from 1400 to 1500 hours Zulu on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband with Chuck W9BB is your net control station. Okay, you're all caught up to date on your local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters, and if you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means support your local clubs. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun net this time, please go on.
Kilo Bravo 9, Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Alpha Kilo 9, Foxtrot.
I got two stations checked in. Dave, K9F. I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. I got to talk to Lloyd, K9APW. He's our EC for IEMA Region 2 here. I'll get back to you in a minute there, Dave. Hey, welcome to Friday Night Fun net there, Lloyd. What's going on with you? Conditions are good tonight.
Yeah, conditions have been pretty good, and actually I've just contacted WX1NWS on the repeaters. They're trying the local repeaters out of the Quad Cities, and I've just talked to them on six repeaters so far tonight. They're testing them they got HF and VHF radio working at National Weather Service down there for Skywarn recognition.
Oh, yes, I almost forgot about that. Yes, I'm glad they're back on the air down at the National Weather Service office in Quad Cities. So, okay, okay, sounds good. Yeah, Skywarn Recognition Day is this weekend. Be sure you monitor your local repeaters and see if the National Weather Service office either in the Quad Cities or Romeoville or Milwaukee Sullivan give you a call. That definitely sounds good. Hey, Lloyd, tonight on the net, I was asking everybody what their favorite soup was. Do you have a favorite soup, bean soup, or tomato soup, or whatever?
Mine would probably have to be vegetable soup.
Okay, sounds good. Lloyd, I'm going to let you go. I just want to make sure to monitor the different repeaters tomorrow for the Skywarn Recognition Day. Thanks very much for bringing that information. I almost forgot about that. Thanks for checking in. Enjoy your evening. Okay, and we'll catch you on Tuesday night on the Ogle County Net. Okay. K9F, Dave, I didn't mean to leave you on the cold. What's going on with you? What is your favorite soup?
I just got home from dinner, so I wasn't doing much else tonight. But my favorite soup is good old-fashioned chicken noodle, homemade. Over.
Okay, Dave, sounds good. Dave, AK9F and Lloyd, K9APW. Thanks to both of you for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net, and enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Talk to you later. Well, that was great to hear Lloyd, K9APW. He's a Whiteside County EC, and he's also EC for IEMA Region 2. And that's right, I gotta mention, at Sunday evening at 4:30 p.m. on 3905, you got the Illinois statewide Aries net. So they call all the districts, and see net control. I believe he's in the Chicago area around Crystal Lake. He calls all the different ECs, especially Lloyd, KB9APW. I believe he'll be first this coming Sunday, and that net runs on the first and third Sundays of each month at 4:30 p.m. on 3.905 megahertz on the 75, 80 meter band there. Okay, at this time, any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on. Okay, I want to thank the members of RAH, Kirk KD9MED, the RAH President, Repeater Chairman, and the members of the RAH Board of Trustees and Board of Directors for use of this repeater. I'm going to round down stations who've checked in so far. W9HTC, my one and only early bird check-in. Okay. AE9VU, N9GBP, KD9MED, KF9SD, Internet check-in, N9EGF, K9KZT, K9QPL, H9NW, KD9SSV, N9RPN, Mel and Red Oak, plus surprise hear him in there. K9YI, Scott Monroe, W9AXD, K9RGG, Norman Orphanville. Okay, K9MAP, Kerry, N9BWM, K9HER, W9HF, W9BL, KD9GDY, K9EPC, K9IH, Internet check-in, N9CNW, myself, K9GCR, Net Control, K9CFL, H9GO, N9CUT, KE9N, K9FLO, KB9APW, and then last but certainly not least, AK9F. Okay, let's see, I got a total of 1 early bird check-in and 2 internet check-ins. Let's see, got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 on there check-ins, 1 early bird check-in and 2 internet check-ins. That leaves a total of 31 stations checked in overall. Now, are there any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on.
KC9DDF.
KC9DDF, good evening, John. What's going on with you?
Not too much. Got in a nice bicycle ride. Quite a nice day. Nearly 50 degrees. So, other than that, things are okay.
Well, it's 49 degrees here in Freeport right now, and this Galena to the west of us is already down to 38.
Yeah, it's supposed to drop off tomorrow. We're not even gonna. I think we're just in the upper 20s. So, all in all, still not bad for December.
That's great. Well, with cold weather hitting, I'm asking everybody what their favorite kind of soup was. Bean soup, tomato soup, or what?
You know, I'm not really a soup person. Once in a while, maybe if I'm feeling, the sore throat kind of thing, a little chicken noodle soup, but I usually fill it with crackers or something. So, like I said, not really a soup person, but if anything, something like chicken noodle.
I'm not a soup person either, but I'll tell you what, I always enjoyed my mother's homemade bean soup. She put onions and celery, and she'd put either ham or pork in there. That's what really makes it taste good. That and tomato soup.
Copy that. Did you do a silent key thing for John there, KB9WVK?
Yes, I did. I did the first thing I did right after check-ins, yeah.
Very good. I'm glad to hear that. What an interesting guy. Like I said, I only knew him through the QSOs I had on 40 meters, 7258 or 7268. But we had a number of good QSOs, and like I said, really going to miss him. He was, just always a regular on those frequencies, and especially on mid-cars there, 7258. So, it happens, but very unfortunate. Like I said, he really felt like a friend.
It's always sad, especially at this time of year, close to holidays. Yeah, whatever they're so. Yeah, John, I don't know if you have Facebook or not, but if you do, check out the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. This is being recorded for future rebroadcasts. It's going to be posted here in the next few minutes. You can do that. You can listen to that tribute I did for him.
Okay, I'll do that. And I did read the obituaries that were published. So, okay, I'm glad you did that. That's awfully nice, Jimmy. Hey, have a great weekend. Let's see here. Oh, I happened to just bicycle through East Dundee tonight when they were doing the Christmas tree lighting. So a nice crowd of people, and watched the tree come on. Very, very pretty little downtown area. They've got restaurants and bars that are very, very successful. So that was kind of fun. Just happened, just by luck, to come through there at the right time on the bicycle. But it was a really pleasant ride. Windy, but and in the dark. But other than that, 49 or 50 degrees in December, I'll take it, Jimmy. Hey, 7-3, glad I got in. Have a great weekend, and we'll look for you next week. KC9DDF.
Okay, I didn't know, John, and I didn't see the obituary or anything. I only found out about this last Friday night with Rick, K9QDP mentioned about. So, John, you have a nice weekend, and we'll talk to you next Friday night. KC9GC.
Okay, Jimmy. Yeah, have a good night. Yeah, Rick was. Yeah. Obviously knew him. I did talk to Rick too. So, yep. It's pretty sad, and he was young too. Was it just 53 or something? So, and served as a Marine, I think 4 years in the Marines. So, very unfortunate. I guess no guarantees in life there. So, 7-3, Jimmy. Thanks again. Glad you did a tribute, and catch you next week. I hope. KC9DDF. Be well.
Sounds good. Thanks for checking in, John. Have a good evening. Okay, any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, at this time, I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. Let's see. N9ARB, Tony, REC here in Stevenson County, HC honorary check-in. N9TAB, Tracy is a better half. By the way, they bought the house next door to where they're living now. They're going to be moving into that house. Okay. And we mustn't forget the beautiful Kitchwaukee River Yacht Club south of Rockford. A9, Silver Fox. HC honorary check-in. K9FEO, Justin. HC honorary check-in. And one of the best guys in the whole world, he doesn't check in every night, but he listens every Friday night. Richard N9ZO. HC honorary check-in. Let's see. Okay. W9KLG. Kevin. HC honorary check-in. You know what? Okay. AC9JZ, Mike HC honorary check-in. Okay. KD9LOA, Brandon McConnell HC honorary check-in. Well, actually, this is Lena. And KD9OVJ, HC honorary check-in. Jonathan McConnell. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to put down Dory. KC9JLA. That's Mel's better half there. So that's the first time I've ever got her down here for a check-in on the Friday Night Fun Net. So I got 42 check-ins exactly. My sheet of paper, my sheet is full. Okay, tell you what I'm going to do. It was a great net tonight. Be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at your convenience store. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at your local post office when you buy your stamps, your envelopes. But when you go do your banking, be sure you tell your waiters, your waitresses, and your bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell your new car dealer, your used car dealer, your garage mechanic. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your imams. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your pro officer, or divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, and of course your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. The more check-ins, the better than that. Make sure you have a valid FCC license before you check in. I'm sorry, folks, we do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you take a knee or clench your fist when the national anthem is being played, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the blue, we don't take your check-ins. That's plain old all there is to it. Okay, I want to thank everybody for checking into this net. It was definitely a great net tonight. Definitely a lot of soup recipes or what have you. Okay, with that, this is the last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region with route traffic. Please call K9 GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. again next week, same time, same repeater, for another edition of Friday Night Fun. And until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. Now closing down this Friday, December 2nd, 2022 edition of Friday Night Fun and return the repeater to frequency normal after radio use. At exactly 10:35 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Let's see, 4 hours 35 minutes Zulu time with a total of 42 check-ins overall. 7-3, everybody. Have a good evening. This is now closed. This is K9GCR. Wishing you all a very pleasant good night and 7-3. KD9MED, K9MED, K9GCR. Go ahead and post it, Mike. 2 hour, 35 minute net, and unofficial count of 42 check-ins.
Hey, I'll go ahead and get it posted.
Mike, thanks for all you do. K9GCR. Good night.
KC9GCR from KD9EPZ.